Picture this. You are walking down a busy city street in the middle of the day. The sun is out, but there is a chill in the air. People are rushing past you, their faces buried in their phones, their minds a million miles away. The sound of cars honking, the chatter of conversations, and the hum of the city fill your ears. Now, in the middle of all this noise, there is a man. He is sitting on the cold concrete, leaning against the wall of a tall office building. He is wearing a worn-out coat and his hands are gripping a white cane. A sign sits in front of him written in shaky letters, "I am blind. Please help." This is a scene that plays out in cities all over the world. You have probably seen it. Maybe you have even stopped to drop a coin or two, but most of the time we do not. We walk by. And the thing is, it is not just you or me. It is almost everyone. On that particular day, hundreds of people walked past this blind man. Businessmen in sharp suits, women juggling shopping bags, students with their backpacks. They all saw him. They all read his sign, and every single one of them, for one reason or another, chose to keep moving. Then something happened. A little boy, maybe 8 or 9 years old, was walking with his mother. He stopped. He just stood there, staring at the man. His mother tugged at his hand, probably muttering something about being late. But the kid did not budge. He let go of his mother's hand, walked right up to the blind man, and crouched down to his level. He did not say much. He just quietly picked up the sign, turned it over, and started writing something on the back. When he was done, he placed the sign back in front of the man, stood up and walked away with his mother. Within the next few minutes, something strange started to happen. People started stopping. They would read the sign, their faces would change, and they would reach for their wallets. Coins started pouring in. Now this is the part of the story that usually makes us feel warm and fuzzy, which had been nearly empty all day, was suddenly overflowing. But let us stop right there, because the question that needs to be asked is not just about what the boy did. The real question is, why did it take a child to change what hundreds of adults could not fix? Think about it. Why did not those first 100 people stop? Were they all bad people? Heartless, evil? Probably not. Most of them were probably just normal folks heading to work or going home. But there are powerful psychological forces at play here. Forces that we often do not even realize are controlling us. First, there is the bystander effect. This is a well-known phenomenon where individuals are less likely to offer help when other people are present. The bigger the group, the less likely someone is to step in. We all look at each other and think, somebody else will help. Or nobody else is helping, so it must not be that serious. Then there is the empathy gap. This happens when we are in a hurry, stressed, or just too wrapped up in our own heads. When you are rushing to a meeting, your brain goes into survival mode. Your focus narrows to the immediate task in front of you. You literally have less capacity for empathy. That guy on the street is not on your mental map. He is an obstacle you walk around, not a person you connect with. We are also creatures of social pressure. We look to others to figure out how to behave. If a group of people is ignoring something, it signals to us that ignoring it is the normal, accepted thing to do. But the boy saw things differently. He was not in a rush. He was not thinking about work deadlines or rent. He was not trapped in his own head. He saw a man sitting on the ground and he wanted to know why. And here is the genius part. The boy did not just give the man money. He solved the problem by changing the story. He read the sign. "I am blind. Please help." That sign was broken. It painted the man as a victim. It was a request for pity, and pity is a terrible motivator. The boy erased that victim narrative. He flipped the sign over and wrote something new. He wrote, "It is a beautiful day and I can't see it." Read that again. Let it sink in. It is a beautiful day and I cannot see it. No begging, no victimhood. Just a simple, beautiful, and incredibly sad statement of truth. Why did this work? Because it completely bypassed our defenses. It did not ask for a handout. It triggered our imagination. It triggered our empathy. When you see that sign, your brain is forced to stop. You look up at the sky. You feel the sun. You realize he is experiencing the same day you are. But without the one sense that makes it so beautiful, you are no longer a bystander. You are now sharing the world with him. The boy restored the man's dignity, and that is the real currency. The next time you see someone in need, ask yourself, are you going to walk by like the hundreds of others? Or are you going to stop and notice the beautiful day that someone else cannot see?